The FlexiProject system significantly supports regular reporting in projects. Such reporting can be conducted through regular project reviews. They can be used by project coordinators or management staff to monitor the current status of projects according to the established reporting format. To create an overview of projects, I should have permission to access the Reviews tab in the PMO section. From this level, we can already see currently functioning project reviews. They are divided into groups such as Annual Reviews and Optimization Project Overview. If I want to add a new review, I can click on New Review. However, if we look here, we can see the Templates tab, which will show us predefined review templates. Let's see what a sample review card looks like. It is, like the project charter, divided into specific sections with system information that we have recorded in the project. The system allows us to create different types of review cards depending on our needs. We can add information such as text fields, risk data, and similar to the project charter, we create this review card through the panel on the right-hand side, which enables us to add new elements using drag and drop. I'll go back to my list of review templates and click New Template. I would like to create a new template for monthly recurring reviews, called Monthly Review. When I click Add, a blank card opens, which I create in the same way as I create project charters. I warmly refer you to the video about the project charter, where you can see how to add specific elements and where I discuss in more detail the types of fields available to add. I will create my review card and we will briefly discuss it in a moment. My monthly review card contains some important information that we will go over. On the left side, I have basic information about the project, such as the project name, project stage, project condition, assigned department, and the person responsible for the project manager. On the right, there are two text fields about the most important events in the project and some decisions that need to be made next month. Here I also have the field Project Review Completed, which is filled by the project manager, marking yes or no. If this card is filled out and the document can be reviewed, the PM marks yes. Next, I have fields concerning the schedule and budget summary, with the planned and actual start and end dates of the project, which come from the schedule and, in the case of baseline start and baseline end, from the project baseline. There are also fields showing the milestones achieved in the last 30 days and the tasks to be completed in the next month. Next, a short table regarding the expenses in my project and an overview of risks in the form of a matrix and a list of active risks. Of course, how our review card will look depends on us. Using the panel on the right, we can add each piece of this information to the review card. Once I have created such a card, I go back to my Reviews tab where I can find the Save template. I see that Monthly Review has appeared on the list and I create a new review. Here the system will ask us for some information, for the name of such a review. It will ask us to choose a template we will use. I will choose our monthly review, the date by which the review should be ready. Since this is a monthly review, it is now August. I note that it should be ready for tomorrow. Here we can assign our review to a review group. For now, I don't have a group created for monthly reviews, so I'll leave this field blank. We'll come back to this later. Here I can add a description that will be sent to the project managers, for example, what this review concerns. With the name added, the template chosen, and the description entered, I click Save. Now the system will ask us to select projects we want to add to the review. Here is a list of all my projects in the organization. I can, of course, filter it accordingly. I am interested in projects that are pending, in progress, and paused. I can choose the condition or project manager as additional filtering criteria, but I want to select all my projects that meet the criteria I just selected and click Add. At this moment, when we create such a review, a message is automatically sent to our project managers informing them that the review has been created and needs to be completed by the specified date. On my list of reviews, I will create a new group to organize my reviews, the monthly reviews. I click Save. I go to my review. I enter the gear. Here I can either edit, clone, or delete my review. I click Edit and assign it to the group Monthly Reviews. After saving, I will see on the review list that the review appeared in this place, along with the date and status Open. The open status means that if we go into the data we see here, it is data that is updated continuously. So, if in the next few days some things in the project change, for example, the progress changes or some milestones are achieved, it will automatically update in this view. This data will update continuously, of course, as long as the status is open. Such a review will save the data as of the day when I archive it, that is, when closing the review. In this view, I can, of course, change the column view that I want to display. Here is a very long list of information that might additionally interest me. I will stick with this list, where I see project stage, project condition, milestones, and progress. We already know how to create reviews and review card templates, but what does filling out a review card look like from a manager's perspective? When I enter a given review, I can see the current card here, which is filled out by the manager. The project manager completes this data by entering the review from the project level. When I enter my project, I see a Reviews tab at the top. Here I have access to all reviews that are happening or have happened, and that were related to my project. I can see which reviews are open and which have been archived. I go to my review. I see the information I added for the project managers, and from this level, I am able to complete the data. Importantly, if we look, some of this information is filled in automatically. For example, data from the schedule will be drawn from its current state. Similarly with the budget data, the manager only fills in part of the information because a large portion is completed automatically. If we want to change this data on the review card, the only option is to update the source data by making changes in the schedule or in the budget tab. In this case, as a manager, I need to add key project events and issue to be decided next month. I have filled in the data in my project review, adding the appropriate information and marking that project review is completed. From my review list, I can see here, by adding a new column, whether a given project is ready for review. If I enter such a review card, I see all the information completed by my project manager. In this place, under the Summary tab, I can see a graphic representation of the most important elements that interest me. This is a graphical overview of data from my review. Here in this case, from project stage, project condition, information about project managers, or whether the project is delayed, or if there are any budget overruns. We discuss graphical reports in another video, to which I warmly refer you. Here I will just mention that we can independently build such a management dashboard, showing current information in my review. If I wanted to save the data from my review so that it no longer updates in real time, but to take a snapshot, a certain snapshot in time of how the project looked in August, I can archive such a project. As you can see, the system informs us that archiving the review will mean saving the data as the current state, and later editing them will not be possible. The system thus creates a record of the project as of that specific day. I click Save, and this review is immediately saved with the information that it has been archived. If I want, I can also export the data from this review to a PDF. As you can see, reviews are used to regularly report the status of projects and are a useful tool for both senior management and the PMO. I would like to encourage you to create a review card in your FlexiProject system and conduct such a project review, defining in advance the data from the projects you need. If you have any questions, I warmly encourage you to contact our support. If you think this video was helpful to you, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next tutorials. I wish you fruitful work in the FlexiProject system.